Good Thursday morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by the Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Joe Everett. Well, currently 58 degrees outside, and looks like it's going to be a nice day to get some work done around the farm. Looking at the calendar, we'll be in London Tuesday, talking with Farm Credit Mid-America about farm diversification. Now let's take a look at some of your agricultural news headlines. Well, the National Corn Growers Association joined 5 other commodity groups in sending a letter to Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo on possible herbicide tariffs. The groups are asking the Secretary to consider the impacts on farmers as she reviews a petition by ag chemical company Corteva that would place duties on imports of the herbicide 2,4-D. Restricting imports of 2,4-D will have a wide range of consequences for farmers, the letter says. American farmers cannot solely rely on Corteva, which is the only domestic supplier of 2,4-D, because there is not enough to meet the demand. The letter also says that if it is granted, the petition would cause availability shortages and hamper growers' ability to be successful. Restricting the availability of 2,4-D will also be harmful at a time when farmers are grappling at the rising input costs and lower commodity prices. The letter adds, farmers cannot handle additional costs in what is already a period of tight margins. Now let's check in with Dusty Sonnenberg for our weekly update from the Ohio Soybean Council and your soybean checkoff dollars at work.
I'm visiting this morning with Scott Porter. He is the CEO and founder of Dynamic Green Products. And Scott, an interesting story that your company has, and now you're working with the Ohio Soybean Council and Arable Labs, putting soybean oil to use in different products. If you can, I guess, first off, tell us just a little bit about your company.
Sure, great. Thank you, Dusty. Appreciate it. And thank you to your audience. Dynamic Green Products very simply replaces petroleum products, lubricants in the ag, landscape, and tree care industry. So if you think of a chain oil, a multi-use oil, grease, hydraulic, we do that with the most advanced biochemistries in the industry, and we develop products that are 100% compatible with the equipment. They're soy-based, they're bio-based, they're independently tested, USDA certified. And we've partnered up with some Global 500 brands to get into retailers. So we're really excited about the future with our product line, our relationship with farmers, and hopefully the operators that we're going to be selling to.
A lot of good things going on. Again, I am visiting with Scott Porter, founder and CEO of Dynamic Green Products. They are a bio-based lubricant manufacturer working with the Ohio Soybean Council and Arable Labs.
Hey, thanks, Dusty. Well, yesterday, while at the Fending Equipment Field Day, I caught up with Jeff Worley, Territory Manager with Yetter, to talk about some of the pieces of equipment that were available for farmers to get a closer look at. What are some of the featured pieces today?
We have, I think there's about 4 or 5 different pieces. The Yetter Stalk Devastator is on the combine, which is, guys just love that thing. Planter attachments, we have the Twister family, the cast twisters. Row cleaners, basically. We have row cleaners set up on the planter as well. Side dressing, we have our coulters and our innkeeper that closes that slot. And actually a head cart is out here as well. So pretty well represented, and strip till units. We've got some strip demos going on as well. So well represented, I guess, at this field day. That's right.
Definitely well represented, and a lot of farmers here today looking at all these products, and a lot of things going through farmers' mind is the cost of products just because of the commodity prices and where the ag sector is right now. What's something that Yetter thinks is, and you think are some of the products that would be most cost effective for farmers today?
Return on investment's big, and right now, I look at the tools, basically the Stalk Devastator, which saves our tires in it, but it speeds up that residue. There's countless times that I hear growers who have the Stalk Devastator, they will say, we don't need to do a fall pass. We don't need to do a vertical till pass. We don't need to speed up the breakdown of that residue because the Devastator does it for us. So reducing passes, reducing, fuel consumption all goes into it with the Devastator. The second thing is that definitely planter attachments. A lot of planters, come equipped with different accessories and things like that. But our accessories, we can take an older planter and basically bring it up to today's row cleaners, closing wheels, nutrient placement. We can get you in that arena that some of these newer ones are, for a fraction of the price. So I do see a lot more guys when times get a little tough that they do a lot more accessorizing than maybe buying new right out of the gate.
I've been speaking with Jeff Worley, and thank you for your time today.
Hey, thank you.
We'll be back to take a look at today's weather after this.
Attention farmers, join us this summer for the Ohio Soybean Hometown Tour. Come learn about the policy, agronomic, and checkoff related issues that impact your business. See the latest artificial intelligence technology in action, or learn how specialty markets can be worth your while even while prices are up. CCAs, CPAGs, CPSSs, and CPSCs who attend are eligible to receive 1 CEU of credit. Hometown tour dates and locations are July 30th at the Cargill facility in Shelby County, August the 6th at Arable Research Lab in Delaware County, August 7th at the Bridgewater Dairy in Williams County, and August 14th at Beck's Hybrids facility in Madison County. Visit soyohio.org to learn more.
Nearly 90% of farmers say that financial worries, constantly changing market conditions, and other uncontrollable variables take a toll on their mental well-being. Add in the weather and family dynamics, well, it's a lot to handle alone. But did you know farmers and their families can receive free confidential services from licensed professionals? Support is available 24/7 to help with the challenges you face. Look for Farm Family Wellness Alliance under the Resources tab at farmfoundation.org. Take care of yourself. Your well-being matters.
Now let's take a look at today's weather, brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Here's the forecast.
Cooler, drier air sagging southward across the Great Lakes today. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with a look at your Ohio Ag weather update. Here's what's going on. This cool front is sagging southward. It'll make it through all of Ohio by the end of the day today. The big thing you'll see, a little bit of a shift in wind. You'll see good sunshine, cooler temperatures, below normal actually for the next couple of days, and significantly lower humidity values. That's the key right there. We are quite comfortable for today. Same thing tomorrow, full sunshine. Even into the weekend, we keep humidity values low. Temperatures may sneak up just a little bit, but it's not a bad setup for this weekend. Next week, I do think we see humidity values climb again, the dew points moving higher. That's going to give us some instability. I won't rule out showers and thunderstorms for Tuesday and Wednesday. I think we get through Monday without much of any activity, but Tuesday, Wednesday, 30 to 40% coverage. We're looking at anywhere from a few hundredths to maybe half an inch or 3/4 if there's a stronger thunderstorm. I just don't see a big thunderstorm threat the way it sits right now. Later in the week, not a lot of moisture trying to work with here. We don't have a moisture source, but we are not getting rid of humidity and temperature action just yet, so that means still potential for heat-based instability. I just don't think anything goes off the rails. I'm keeping the Thursday, Friday period next week drier than the start of the week. I'm Ryan Martin.
Hey, thanks, Ryan. The U.S. soybean supply for marketing year 2024 through 2025 is forecast at 4.8 billion bushel, 8% higher than the previous marketing year, but down 20 million bushel from last month's forecast. According to the National Agricultural Statistics Service acreage report released on June 28th, 86.1 million acres of soybeans were planted in the United States for marketing year 2024 through 25, 3% more than last year. The yield forecast remains unchanged at 52 bushels per acre. U.S. soybean production is forecasted at 4.4 billion bushels for 2024 through 25, down 15 million bushels from last month, but 270.3 million bushels higher than the production in the previous marketing year. With a lower production forecast and an unchanged crush and export forecast, U.S. ending stocks for 2024 through 25 are projected at 435 million bushels, down 20 million bushels from last month's forecast. The U.S. season average soybean price for 24 through 25 is down a dime this month to $11.10 per bushel. In other news, any little nuisance, even a fly, can make a big impact on milk and meat production on your farm. Veterinarian Scott Pertzborn, specializing in beef and dairy cattle, explains why flies are problematic.
Well, it's a big deal, especially on our dairy cattle where we're hoping they're making 100 pounds or more a day. And we've got a lot of herds that are averaging over 100 pounds. Any little thing can throw the cattle off. So they deserve to have as little nuisance in their life as we can possibly make it for them when they're working so hard. And so that nuisance, they're less likely to lay down. So they're standing more stress on their feet, switching their tail, just general annoyance factor. And so it's one more thing they're doing when they could be eating.
Flies are also a main way to spread pink eye from animal to animal by carrying bacteria.
But then we also think of flies as a great way to spread disease, especially pink eye. Flies are a main way to spread it from animal to animal, and also the bacteria can be picked up on the fly to spread to the neighbor, but also it's just a source of irritation for their eyes. And once you get them irritated, they're much more likely to get infected. So you can do things like insecticide fly tags, so they always have that insecticide right next to their eye. I kind of like that. You can also do some porons occasionally.
If you have a problem with flies on your farm, you need to find where they're breeding.
When you think of flies, you got to think of where they're breeding. Okay, where are they coming from? So the traditional areas we think of, one is people might not think of the calf hutches. If you've got an organic bedding source in there like straw, and if that calf's been in there a month or so, that's a great place for flies to breed. Also, the old bedding packs for as heifers are growing up is great place. Any place there's a decaying organic matter is great for fly populations.
Again, that was veterinarian Dr. Scott Pertzborn. We'll be back to take a look at your grain analysis in your overnight markets after this.
Attention farmers and co-ops. That's the sound of New Way Ag's high-tech drones spraying thousands of acres. Do you have acres that need sprayed? Get a hold of them at newwayag.com. That's N-U-W-A-Y ag.com. Last year, they sprayed over 11,000 acres in just 24 days. New Way Ag has since increased their fleet and service capabilities. Again, that's newwayag.com, or give them a call, 234-271-2767 to learn more.
Hey Ohio, exciting news coming to you from Ohio's Country Journal. Subscribe or renew your free subscription by September 20th of 2024, and you could win one of 4 50-inch televisions. Ohio's Country Journal is free, but subscribers have to renew their subscriptions every 3 years to continue to receive it. Subscribe or renew to stay updated on all things Ohio, from agricultural insights to rural lifestyle. Don't miss out. Visit our website today at ocj.com/renew.
It's now time for the Louis Dreyfus Grain Analysis, and that is brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Council and your soybean checkoff. Here's Ryan Martin.
Grain markets finished out the Wednesday session on a mixed note overall. Corn and beans continued to try and bounce ever so slightly early on, but the beans faded late. Wheat markets were bouncing just a little bit as well. The bears were talking about record large U.S. corn, sorghum, and soy yield potential yesterday, and that cooling central U.S. temperatures that are coming in later this week could further boost yield potential. USDA currently pegging the U.S. corn crop at 181. The marketplace is talking about 182 to 184. Soybean yield is pegged at 52. Market talking 53 to 53 and a half. The bulls are pointing toward the surging U.S. cash market and basis, and low prices doing its job of stimulating use. We actually heard about some Chinese demand sneaking in. Whether it can be confirmed or not in the days ahead is still out for discussion, but we were hearing rumors both out of the PNW and maybe even looking for some U.S. Gulf new crop purchases. Plainly stated, if the Board of Trade is to score new lows, it will be based only on yield rising, and if we can bounce from here, it's going to be something else. Demand on the side here. U.S. ethanol grind was the third largest weekly total on record, 325 million bushels. The corn grind was a bullish surprise, yet big ethanol production was not a surprise, with margins exploding to the upside. Why are margins exploding? Well, think about it. Corn is cheaper, so you want to grind if you're in the ethanol business. Weekly ethanol stocks fell 19 million gallons to 972 million. The WASDE probably is too low on ethanol grind by about 15 to 25 million bushels. Those were the big stories that were in the marketplace yesterday, and we just really didn't have much more than that. Weekly export inspections, or rather sales, will be released here on Thursday morning, and really now we're past hump day. We have to figure out how this market wants to close for the week. Trend is still down. I'm Ryan Martin.
Hey, thanks, Ryan. Now let's take a look at your overnight markets, brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Looking like a lot of red in Chicago. Let's start off with September corn, $395.5, down 2.5. December new crop corn, $409 3/4, down 2. August soybeans, $1094.25, down 3. November soybeans, $1034.5, down 6.5. December wheat, $565 3/4, up 2.25. Switching over to take a look at livestock from yesterday's close. August live cattle, $184.27, up $1.60. October live cattle, $185.57, up $1.05. August lean hogs 91.65, up 37 cents. October lean hogs 73.67, up $1.47. September feeder cattle 259.55, up 2 cents. October feeder cattle 259.40, up 15 cents. August class 3 milk 19.82, up 5 cents. Have a great day, everyone. I'm Joe Everett, and this is the Ohio AgNet.